House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesperson says she's asymptomatic and fully vaccinated and boosted. The spokesperson also says the Speaker is thankful for the protection that the vaccine has provided and will quarantine consistent with CDC guidance. Let's bring in White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks for more. Mary Alice, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, Diane, this is just coming in. Like you said, her spokesperson put out a series of tweets, and then a formal statement just now landed in my inbox. It says that after testing negative this week, Speaker Pelosi received a positive test result for COVID-19. And like you said, they say that she is asymptomatic, that she does plan to quarantine consistent with CDC guidance, and encourages everyone else to get vaccinated and boosted. Now, of course, this is clearly still concerning to many here in Washington because of her age. She is 82 years old. That puts her in that high-risk category. And we've seen in the last several weeks, Speaker Pelosi has stopped wearing her mask regularly around Capitol Hill, as so many of the masking guidelines have been dialed back here in the nation's capital. And we're all thinking about some of those scenes in Washington that were surprising these last few weeks. The State of the Union, these moments where we've had members of Congress packed in together for the first time since this pandemic. Now, members of Congress are regularly tested, and that is a big part of this statement from her team, saying that she is grateful not only for the vaccines but for regular testing as well. Diane.
And Mary Alice, the United Nations is preparing right now to vote on suspending Russia from the Human Rights Council in response to evidence of atrocities in Ukraine. U.S. Ambassador Thomas Greenfield said that they have the votes to suspend Russia from the Human Rights Council, but that removing Russia from the U.N Security Council, which President Zelensky from Ukraine has asked for, that, she says, won't happen. So how significant is this vote to take Russia from the Human Rights Council, and does it come with real consequences, or is this mostly symbolic?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is significant because it is, once again, the global community just rebuking Russia, saying that they are not welcome at the table. If this vote goes forward as expected, if they are kicked off the Human Rights Council, it is the global community really ostracizing Russia, saying that their behavior is just completely unacceptable. But while I do think it is significant, you are right, it is also pretty much symbolic. There are not necessarily concrete consequences, except that it will be harder in theory for some of Russia's global partners to continue to stay close to them. No one wants to look like they're working alongside someone that has been ostracized like this, someone that has been blacklisted like this. But the council is largely symbolic, and I'm thinking a lot about President Zelensky's comments earlier this week to the United Nations, where he said unless these international organizations start to act in big ways, they have to wonder whether their organizations amount to anything at all.
And Secretary of State Antony Blinken is meeting with NATO allies in Brussels about the war in Ukraine. What's the latest there?
Yeah, we're continuing to see U.S. officials just wanting to stay in personal, physical contact with NATO allies. I think it's remarkable that we've had, kind of nonstop U.S. leaders and diplomats there in Brussels. They want to make sure that they are getting the latest news firsthand, and that they are engaged one-on-one with Ukrainian officials. It was very interesting to me that the Ukrainian foreign minister said that his message to world leaders continues to be three things. They need weapons, weapons, and weapons. That's a soundbite I imagine we're going to continue to hear the rest of this week, and that clearly Secretary of State Blinken is hearing that message loud and clear from Ukrainian counterparts.
And Mary Alice, the Senate, meanwhile, as all this is happening, a lot of news out of Washington today, the Senate is set to hold a key test vote ahead of the final vote to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. So what are you watching for there?
Yeah, we're looking clearly to see if any more Republicans join Democrats. This test vote, like you said, is sort of to move her confirmation through, kind of get through some of those Senate procedural hurdles. Right now, we know that there are those 3 Republicans who are committed to voting for her: Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Mitt Romney of Utah. It'll be very interesting to see if any other Republicans join. Right now, there's very little indication of that. No one is expecting that. We just heard moments ago a pretty blistering speech from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, really firmly opposing her nomination. So I don't expect many other Republicans are considering voting with Democrats.
All right, Mary Alice Parks, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.